Should be. Am I live now? My camera's not focused though. Oh, look, I got volume. And there's the focus. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the first time.
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
So you can hear me.
Sorry about the first.
There was no volume. All right. Now we watched The Invisible Man today. That was today's movie. It was pretty good. Also, our baby turned 100 days old. Hooray! Yay! I hope Jeremy comes back. He was on the first part of this before we had to redo it. Either way, you see this in the redo. What's up, man? You awesome. Thank you for always watching. All right, so was the movie good? Invisible Man with Elisabeth Moss from The Handmaid's Tale. Go.
Yes.
Good. It was
Did you want
okay.
me to elaborate?
It was
more,
alright.
or
This
did
is
you
actually a
always
remake
elaborate?
of the original movie. If you've seen the original, I don't. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I don't believe it's the same. This one's kind of more of a sad movie. A sad thriller is what I would call it. It's heavily. The whole movie is all about domestic violence. This straight up. If you're not into that, if you have some kind of trauma, if you've been through it, if you have PTSD about it, do not watch this movie. It is all about domestic violence.
Definitely a trigger.
That's this whole movie. So fair warning. That's what this movie is about. Quick summary: the girl tries to escape from her abusive ex, who is world famous in optics, whatever that means. It's a very general thing to be specifying in your science. Optics in visuals, I guess. They could have done anything but said, "Oh, it's the optics." Like, I get it, but come on, it's a stretch. And he fakes his death, gives her some money. She starts to be happy, thinks he's dead. Then she starts getting stalked. Realizes it's him, somehow invisible. Maybe it's a ghost. Maybe it's not. Then everyone's starting to think she's crazy. And then she figures out it's actually him. She tries to kill him. She can't. She goes to her sister. Her sister gets murdered on accident. She gets blamed for it. She goes.
Murdered on accident. That wasn't an accident. He did it.
She got murdered. But
Not an accident.
she got blamed. She goes to crazy house, escapes. Everyone realizes he's real. She finally confronts him, kills him. Wait, it's not him. Twist.
The guy she killed
It's
was
the
his
brother.
but it was him the whole time. Like Adrian, her ex.
Go to the house. It's a twist that you see coming a mile away.
I didn't see it coming.
I said it like
Okay, well you did.
before
You
she
ruined
even
it for
shot
me.
her. Then she goes to try to get him confessed on tape. Actually, just slits his throat.
You missed the big part. She puts this invisibility suit on and slits his throat.
Yeah, and makes it look like he
killed
committed
himself.
suicide. The only reason the cop was actually there because she didn't actually want him to confess anything. She just wanted someone as a witness to say that he killed himself. That way, she can't get blamed for murder again. So, and that's how it begins. First version, it was okay. It was more of a serious movie than most of the other movies we've watched. It was a horror-tastic.
Yes.
The whole movie, I thought she was gonna get raped. The whole movie, I felt like he was gonna be invisible, and like they sprinkle in this little tiny part at the beginning of the movie, like, oh, he just wants her babies, and so it's like that's on your brain the whole time. Oh, he's invisible. He's gonna try to get her pregnant. That's the most tenseness throughout the whole movie for me personally, because of that one line that they ruined. They didn't have to sprinkle it in. They could have just put it in normal conversation, but they didn't. They made it weird and made it real rapey. but he didn't rape her at all that we know of, but maybe. Still unsure. She was pregnant, and it happened within a month. And the whole movie happens within a month, so it's up in the air. What was wrong with it? Oh, was it horror-tastic? Yes, right? Yeah, it's got blood, it's got guts, it's got killing, it's got invisibility, it's got jump scares, it's got all the good horrific stuff. What was wrong with it?
Oh. I mean, I don't think anything. I enjoyed it, actually. I liked it.
Okay. Well, I have some stuff that I didn't like. Movie was good. It was good enough. I wouldn't say it was a scary movie. This is more of a thriller. First off, I think it was marketed as a horror movie, and it totally could have been a horror movie. This is a great plot for a horror movie, but they set it up as this sad story about this girl, and it could have just been Elisabeth. I mean, if they had gotten a different actress,
I liked her. I thought she did a good job.
And did the music a little differently, I think they could have kept everything else the same, and it would have been a scary movie instead of a thriller.
The ante with the music to make it more of a horror movie, if that's what they're marketing towards.
But yeah, no, it's not a horror movie; it's a thriller. Secondly, and this is the big one for me that just pulled me right out of the movie, just pulled me right out, because I can almost force myself into almost any movie, even really bad ones. But sometimes things just pull me right out of the movie. And for a good portion of this movie, it's raining. And this dude, so the original Invisible Man, he if I'm remembering correctly, he drinks some potion, or puts some potion on him, and he becomes invisible. And he has to take off his clothes, and that's how he's invisible. Yada yada. In this movie, dude invented a suit with a bunch of cameras, head to toe, cameras everywhere. And this is supposed to give off the real life thing that they are trying to accomplish for stealth technology, where you can look invisible by having cameras all over you and taking one side and reflecting it on the other to show the back in the front and vice versa. And it's supposed to just make you invisible. Kinda. Right? Get the concept. To make a suit of it is so far gone. This is super sci-fi as of today's day and age. To make a suit, we can do planes and stuff. I believe we could do cars, but to have the AI smart enough to pixelate even over top of the camera, taking the photos and videos at this rate and reflecting it to the other side of the suit, it's not feasible. Not only that, the suit is dead silent. He can move without anything. The only thing you hear is a little clicking. No, but you don't hear his footsteps. You don't hear him shuffling. You barely hear him breathing unless he wants you to hear him breathing. The only thing you hear is the scary
part of him. That's scary. That to me is what made it horror-tastic.
That isn't realistic, though.
I think you're being kind of like a Debbie Downer about it.
No, it's not. They're trying to say this is science and this is why this works. No, you give me something that makes sense for the suit. Give me something that. Why is he invisible? Why is he doing this? Oh, because the suit says and we say and that's it. Everything else was normal and realistic, except for this sci-fi space suit that aliens gave him. No, it's yeah, he's optics. No, that's super speed technology.
I think you ruined it for yourself
that suit ruins it for me. They put zero thought into this suit. They didn't. They were just make it a suit with cameras. I heard someone say something about it on the news one time. Just do it. It's so stupid because they don't have super great phones. If you have a suit like that, you would have technology through the wazoo everywhere. That AI and those little microchips that would have to transform and change their pigment constantly is unbelievable technology. Our cell phones would be obsolete. We wouldn't be carrying this around. We'd have little chips in our heads making cell phone calls like in Futurama, the cartoon. That they put zero explanation into the suit. They didn't give us any. They didn't try to give us any explanation. Like, no, here's the science. Here's a little bit. Here's a little tease. No, they kept just saying he's in optics. Optics. Like, that's nothing. And then on top of it, he's in the rain, and you're expecting me to think that these cameras aren't gonna. You ever get your camera wet? Ever? You get a big raindrop on your photo, and your picture's distorted. His whole suit would be distorted in that rain because it's all just 1,000 cameras getting covered in raindrops that are dripping down him. He would be shown all over the place, but all these cops are getting their ass beat. And it's like, come on, man, this is not.
I think
not cool.
You like totally.
It's
ruined
so dumb.
I
Like, I would believe a magical potion that someone drank or some radiation above them just saying optics suit, because that technology would change the world. And he's not a scientist. He doesn't work for the secret government. They never said any of this stuff. He was just some normal dude in the world.
He wasn't a normal dude.
He was rich. That was it. He wasn't some secret
was like
agent.
A world leader and whatever.
No, he wasn't a world leader.
That said he was a world leader.
Yeah, that's like saying, Sheldon's a world leader in Big Bang Theory. He's still just a normal person.
He literally said world leader.
Yes, in that science. He's just a good scientist, is all they were saying. Like, he wasn't part of no secret mission or secret government agency. His basement was literally his lab. Like, it was insane. And that's what killed it for me. Who's your favorite character? Go.
You just completely shit all over this movie.
On the suit. Whatever. Go.
That's the whole basis of the movie.
Yeah, it sucked. Go.
I don't know.
We can have differing opinions. You can love the movie. I can hate it. It's fine. What? Who's your favorite character?
I don't have one. Honestly.
Why? What happened?
I don't have one.
You loved this movie 5 seconds ago.
I don't have a favorite character though.
You like them all the same? I thought the cop was really good. He was my favorite character. Let me see. What was his name? Oliver?
James.
No, Oliver was Adrian, who was not handsome as they tried to play him out to be. James Lanier was Aldous Hodge. You ever heard of him? He was in Die Hard. Oh, shit. He was in Die Hard in 1995? He was in that new movie Straight Outta Compton. Hidden Figures. You ever seen that?
Heard of it.
He was One Night in Miami. Leverage Redemption. The Birthday Cake. City on a Hill. Magic Camp. Those are his big ones. I thought he was an amazing actor in this. He plays a cop. The rest of the movie, apart from the silly suit, and if you can just get past the suit and just be like, there's an invisible guy. The rest of the movie makes sense. The rest of the what are they called? The backup actors, supporting cast. They all did really well. But I really liked Aldous. I thought he was great. She goes to live with him. That was another big thing with me, was the writing. Did you notice that? That they kind of just, they didn't give you anything. They kind of just sprinkled in stuff. Like, she missed it completely when they said, oh, you're lucky I'm a cop. Like, we're just transported our main character into another house with some dude and his daughter that we don't know about, that they don't explain at the beginning of the movie when she's running through the woods trying not to get attacked.
How would they explain that though?
They started laughing and joking like after we've seen these characters for like 5 or 10 minutes in this movie already, and he like briefly says, oh, you're lucky I'm a cop. Like, oh, that's why she's living there. She's living with a cop to protect her. Like, you're supposed to just add these things up. That was rough. But they did that a couple times in that movie. Yeah, I don't know if you caught on to it or not, but it's like everything was an afterthought. Like, oh, we have to tell the audience that this is the reason. You know what I mean? Like they just wanted you to get to the action, get to the action, get to the like. I feel like that's what they kept pushing towards. Like we need more. We need to get to the Invisible Man because you can't see him, so we need that suspense. You know. It kind of felt like everything else was pulled back because of that. What was your favorite scene? There's a lot of good scenes in this movie. I'll give it that.
I like the paint one.
This movie had a much better acting than a lot of other movies. The paint one in the attic.
In the attic, where he's on the ladder and she throws the paint on him.
Yeah, the first time we actually get to
reveals
see, right? It's like the first time you see that there's actually an invisible person.
Yeah. And the sheets one when he's stepping on the sheets. That was scary.
That was very like heart pounding.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the first time he shows up, he's like stepping on some sheets, and she's like, "What the heck's going on?" She's trying to pull the sheets, it's not moving, and then she yanks it, and then everything crashes, and she's like, "Oh my god!" However, that's another dumb part though. So the part that she's first talked about was really good. She like tries to scare him, and she throws paint on him. And he falls down a ladder off the attic. And that was good. That was suspenseful. I like that. She had proof that he existed in the phone in the attic. And instead, she just left the city. She didn't get the phone. She didn't call up the cop who just got mad at her because the Invisible Man punched his daughter and blamed her. Like... woman, you had logically speaking, I know you would have grabbed the phone and been like, look, there's a picture of me and your daughter sleeping. This is this dude's phone. Clearly, I'm not doing this.
I think like in her mind and whatever the writing, I think the panic switched to like, well, now I have to find him. Like physical proof of him would be better than this phone.
She literally got chased out of the house. She ignored the phone completely. Went downstairs, got chased around the house by him because he started picking her up and throwing her against the wall. And then she ran outside to escape him. And instead of going to find the cop, which I thought she was going to do, find the cop and be like, hey, there's this phone in the attic. He's trying to kill me right now. Your house is a mess because he kept throwing me around. Here's all the proof you need. Instead of doing any of those logical things, she's like, I'm going to go to the house. He's not there. No one's there. The house is empty. He faked his death. Logically speaking, no woman would ever do that. They would try to go get protected by the cop friend that was there to protect them in the first place and show that they're not crazy. She just added to her craziness and then left the cop's house a mess. You know what I mean? Like, that's just... I understand you want the story to go forward, but make it go forward properly.
Well, they had to, she had to go discover...
I know she had to go discover the second suit.
The suit.
Why does he have two suits? And why does the rest of the world not know about this, but he's made two suits? It's so crazy. And why does he forget about his second suit that only he's invented? Like, oh, it just disappeared. My invisible suit is just fucking gone. Oh. So, trivia. Fun facts. Leah Wananel chose not to have an opening establishing Cecilia's predicament with Adrian because I wanted to just drop the audience into Cecilia's situation without any backstory and make them feel everything through her. And luckily, I had Elisabeth Moss, who is very good at communicating. That's not fun. The post-shower sequence originally included a shot of a handprint on a shower door. That's the one I was talking about. It did not include that. The very shot used in both the trailer and the Blu-ray DVD cover art, but they removed it as it was, I'm assuming Whannell's the writer, felt Cecilia's discovery of the pill bottle was chilling enough. I felt like
they could have added the shower scene.
Yeah, that would have made it scarier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a dumb.
Everyone loves a good scary shower scene.
Yeah, that was another dumb thing that they did. The film was originally going to be part of the Dark Universe with Johnny Depp starring as the titular character and Ed Solomon writing the screenplay, but changes were made to the Dark Universe to focus on individual storytelling and moving on from the shared universe concept after the box office failure of The Mummy in 2017, which itself was an attempt to reboot the Dark Universe after the box office disappointment of Dracula Untold in 2014. I think the original with Johnny Depp would have been amazing. Like a scary movie with Johnny Depp, that is something that needs to be done. Blum, blum, blum. Some of these are super long. Like these are really long. The house interiors are made up of 4 different actual houses. Adrian's room, for example, is actually a living room in a house in Sydney. It's pretty cool. Oh, this is really fun. The first name of the main character, Cecilia, is derived from the Latin caecus. Caecus? Caecus. Caecus. Caecus? Which means blind or eyeless. Appropriately, she cannot see the Invisible Man. She's frequently called C in the film, which obviously is pronounced like C. I was wondering that too. Like, I was like, are they trying to be funny?
Normally, like Cecilia
It would be Cece.
Cece.
So that's what I kept like, are they mispronouncing Cece? Why do they keep saying C? Because like even the, what's that called? The dialogue at the bottom of the screen? What's it called?
Subtitles.
The subtitles say C-E-E every time they were like, hey, C. I was like, why? Are they missing a C in the middle? Like, no, they were just trying to be funny. Yeah.
We're trying to wordplay it.
Yeah. Funny words. Oh, that one's super long. The opening sequence originally had original music written for it, but whoever she is, Wynell, and the sound design team felt it worked better with silence and the sound of crashing waves.
Yeah.
Sometimes
get
it's better.
Like, urgency where you're like, you need to go.
Yeah, sometimes it's better. The password at Adrian's door is 1933. That was the year when the original film was released. 1933. Armie Hammer and Alexander Skarsgård were the studio top choices for the role. But neither one of them were the main character. Right? No, it was Oliver Jackson and something. Yep, neither one of them were. It would have been good too. Skarsgård? He's good. Goofs. Cecilia cuts her left wrist in the shower of her her crazy house. Yet, in the next shot, when she is pulled along the white floor, no blood, no sign of the wound. Remember I asked that? I was like, why is she not bleeding enough?
Yeah, and then did you notice that she had her wrist wrapped in the ending?
Yeah. Was the correct wrist? That was her right wrist, wasn't it?
I think it was her left.
Was it?
Yeah.
And there's no further sign of injury until the final scene where she has white bandage. Yeah, she cut deep. She went. She's supposed to be like trying to kill herself.
So her plan was to lure him in doing that, right? Or was she actually trying to kill herself?
She was trying to get him out. Stab him. Because she's having his baby and he's crazy and can't have the baby die. Or he'd rather tie her up than let the baby die, I guess. I'm assuming. When the Invisible Adrian slaps Sydney, the sound of a bare hand slap is heard. But Adrian was wearing a glove as part of a suit, so the sound would have been duller and blunt. Yeah, it's true. It would have went dunk. When Adrian and CC sit down to eat dinner, the slices of meat on Adrian's plate move between shots. I didn't notice that. I like little stuff like that. At the end of the 52-minute mark, when Cecilia is about to go into the loft. She places step ladders facing along the length of the corridor and then climbs up to look into the loft. The scene changes the view to show her head bobbing up into the loft. Then she proceeds to climb into the loft. The view then changes back into the hallway as her feet disappear up into the loft. But now the step ladders have mysteriously moved 90 degrees, now facing across the corridor. That was less fun. That was just a lot of words for the ladders moved. When the two sisters visit the brother lawyer, that's confusing. At his office, the view of the window is Sydney, Australia skyline. However, B-roll scenes change when the lawyer's office is footage of San Francisco.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was Sydney outside. I knew it was San Francisco because the gate bridge. Golden Gate.
It's a huge bridge.
Yeah, it is. It's scary as shit. So many people kill themselves on that bridge. The van used by Cece to chase Tom should be damaged because of the crash, but it was not. Yeah, that dude was like bleeding everything out of his head. Remember that? Yeah. Everything else is just okay. That's it. The Invisible Man. It wasn't my super favorite movie because of the science. Get past it. Was it a good movie? Yeah, it was a good movie. It was much better than a lot of them that we watched. I will say that. Much higher quality. Much more money put into this movie. Not bad. I'd give it a 3. 3 out of 5 spooks. How about you, babe?
5. I liked it. I like action thrillers.
Yeah, it's definitely like it. Don't go into it expecting a horror movie. It's more of a thriller. I know they classify them both the same nowadays.
I would have liked to see this in the theaters.
Yeah, it would have been much better in the theaters. Yeah, so that's our rating. 8 out of 10 spooks. Go watch it. Love you guys. Oh, the first short for Dad Tips is up. If you want to go check it out, type in on the search bar Dad Tips, just the tip, and it should be the first video. Peace out, you guys.